Hi everyone, this is Chuck Sipe with a very quick tutorial video with the intended audience of parents and perhaps some students on how to access a Google Meet. While we're on flexible instruction days, we have asked teachers to consider setting time aside for virtual face-to-face interactions with students, really geared towards checking in on them, answering questions, and otherwise having some sort of face-to-face contact. Please do understand that this is not really a tool that will be used to deliver new instruction. New instruction will be delivered through other means, and then questions and answers be addressed through Google Meet. So your teacher will send you an invite for a Google Meet. Once they do, it'll appear like this on your calendar. If you click once on that Google Calendar of your child's, you can click right on the Google Hangouts Meet link, and it's going to open up the window that looks just like this for a Google Hangout Meet. This is really the home screen, and you can see a couple of things. The first, you can see who else is in the meeting right here. Also in this space, you're going to see if the meeting is being recorded, and that will be in red. So I do want to make sure that we emphasize we've asked teachers to record all live Google Meet sessions, and the intention of that is really to appropriately document the meeting as it existed, and also to allow us the opportunity to post those meetings in the event any student or parent was not able to participate in the meeting and would like to get the information from it, particularly if it's a question and answer session. Prior to joining the meeting, there's two other things I want to draw your attention to. The first is this icon down here where you can turn off your microphone. And the second is the option to turn off your camera. If you want to participate in these live sessions but don't want your image to be used, that's totally acceptable. You can turn your camera off just by clicking this icon before you enter the room. All right, I will turn it back on. Then I'm going to join the room by clicking Join Now. Once I join the meeting, you can see a couple other options which we'll walk through real quickly. The first is right here where you can click to see which people are in the room. And you can also click to chat. So when the chat opens up, you can see down here, you can send a message. Please do know you're sending that message to everyone in the room, not just the teacher. Okay, so please make sure that we acknowledge and follow Google Meet and video conferencing etiquette. Let's make sure that all of our communication is appropriate for the classroom. Let's also make sure that we mute our microphones and use hand gestures such as raising your hand, something like that, if you have a question. It might be easiest to use the chat function sometimes if the room is large because the teacher may not see everyone's screen if your hand is raised. All right, and once you're here, you can do a couple of other things as well. You can turn off your microphone. And one more time, I do want to acknowledge that is really best etiquette for you to have your microphone muted. If everyone has their microphones on, it does pick up auxiliary sounds around the room, which can be quite distracting and also make it difficult for the speaker to be heard. This middle button leaves the call. That's like hanging up on the call. If you hang up, don't be nervous. You can go back to that invite right here, click back on the link and jump back in. That's not a problem. And you also can turn your camera off while you're here. The last thing I do want to share is the turning on closed captions. If it makes it easier to follow along the meeting, you can turn on the closed captions, and you can see what that does at the bottom of your screen. The only thing I want to suggest is that if the speaker is speaking rapidly, it does make it challenging for the closed captions to accurately capture what's being said. That's everything for our Google Meets tutorial. Should you have any other questions, please feel free to sign up for a tutorial session and we'll walk you through it. Thanks a lot.